Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me. My name is Andrew Sheik and I'm going to talk about addiction today. Addiction has affected my life in many ways. None of those ways were beneficial to me in any possible way, value, or outlook. I feel the more I talk about my addiction, the stronger I become. You don't think about all the negative effects that addiction can disturb you when starting or continue an addiction. If you did, you wouldn't start or continue that addiction. I feel that this is the most valuable piece of knowledge you can have when countering addiction. Another way to look at addiction is by comparing people who have addictions controlled to those struggling. You see, addiction can be as little as having too many streets or as drastic as being hooked to a hard drug. Those who understand their addictions are in a better position than those denying or not caring about their addiction. By understanding your addiction, you can make the next step to cutting down or even eliminating your addiction. Those who deny and are reluctant to care about their addiction cannot make the next step. Willpower is the biggest factor in my mind when trying to control and or eliminate an addiction. Willpower will give you all the things you need to combat your addiction. It is displaying knowledge of all the negatives your addiction possesses. It is the difference in people progressing in their addiction and those undergoing conflict. Self-motivation is what I like to call the best way to build your willpower. If you have a positive perception to strive towards your goals, you can take on any task with confidence and you will be most likely to complete that assignment, which will impetus your mood and make you feel amazing about yourself. Without willpower, your odds in successfully ending your addiction is lessened. Dealing with cravings. To deal with certain cravings, you must acknowledge them. I find that when I get mad or try to fight the craving, I end up losing and giving in. First, feel the craving. Know that it is there. Ignoring it, I find, makes it come back more powerful. Just tell yourself, I'm having an urge and that I'm going to take some deep breaths and have a glass of water. You can also trick your mind into saying, I just had a cigarette, or that stuff is gross. I feel immediate relief when I use these steps. Cravings will last less and less time and be farther in between as abstinence or reduction is continued. Staying busy. My father told me that an empty mind is the devil's workshop. I couldn't agree more. When you have a lot of time on your hands, you open the door for bad habits. Whether it is a small or big unproductive activity, you are now taking time out of your day to indulge in a not so helpful task. As time goes on and you continue to do this task more and more, you are building addiction and will find it harder to give up or spend less time on. Try to do things that benefit you, even if it's in a very minimal way. You can still take away a small victory. It doesn't matter what it is. You can always be the master of your domain. Some things you can do right away is eating healthy. They say you are what you eat, and it's so true. Working out. No matter what age, what size, or ability someone has cannot be an excuse to not get active. Going for walks, doing push-ups, planks, and playing sports are some of the things I like to do to make myself feel a little bit better about who I am and control my addiction. Next, stay away from triggering people, places, and things. You cannot let yourself think you are bigger than your addictions, because you're not. If you expose yourself to triggers, you are asking for a relapse. Addiction is a dark place that many choose to escape reality. You see it everywhere: food courts, casinos, and of course the streets. Don't let addiction take you. Your inner peace is so much more valuable than the wrong foods all the time, the countless wagers to win big, and the lonely, cold, pain-filled life of being on the streets, in denial of who you really are. Just take a second to see all you're giving up, just for a donut or a lottery ticket, and at worst a heavy drug addiction. And it's not like you will solely just do one harmful act over and over. You could possibly take on all these bad habits and more for a lifetime of regret. I said it once and I'll say it again. You don't think about all the negative effects that addictions can disturb you when starting or continue addiction. If you did, you wouldn't start or continue that addiction. Thank you for your time.